Here we go. All right. No, whenever you guys are ready to go.
Okay.
Whenever they're ready, and start broadcast.
You ready? Yeah. Just Lindsay, you can come when you just come right up here and get it.
Okay.
All right. All right, we're on. We made it. We're back. We're on Ustream here on HurricaneSports.com. Josh Darrow and you should know this man. I know this man, Michael Barrow. You know what? We've had a lot of good people come through WQIM and make their way into coaching.
No doubt.
And Michael Barrow, great man, represents the University of Miami. Bleeds orange and green. Let me ask you, cut me right. Well, I don't want to cut you. We're gonna do some fan questions, all right? So people can log on to HurricaneSports.com. We got the beautiful Lindsay over there. Will be giving us questions. You can also get us on Facebook.com or Twitter. And I know let's just before we get to the questions, you've been an essential holdover in terms of kind of tying both ends of the regimes together, because recruiting never stops.
Right.
Even if coaching changes occur,
no doubt,
recruiting never stops, and you've been right in the middle of it.
Yeah, I mean, recruiting, the foundation of it is just relationship. It's a relationship with the players and their families, as well as relationship with the high school coaches and their decision making. So, it just never stopped. It's just always just constantly maintaining the relationships that you have. And fortunately for me, I was one of the guys, the Lone Ranger per se, and so I already had contact with a lot of the kids that we were recruiting, even the kids that we wasn't recruiting before. I always kind of felt like maybe something was going to happen, so I made sure I maintained those relationships as well.
Well, we had Coach D'Onofrio in here, and we were talking about
Coach D.
We got nicknames for everybody. I got to keep track of all these names. We're gonna get with Wheezy here in a second.
Coach D always says he's got too many vowels in his name, so he just tell the kids just call him Coach
I didn't
D.
want to. Let me tell you something. When I had him in here, I just please get it right. Please get it right.
Yeah, exactly.
First time we meet, please get it right.
Just call him Coach D.
But Coach D, that's good. The evaluation process, because he said with Gianni Paul, when you guys started to reevaluate the linebackers, he said we watched 200 kids to narrow down our search and figure out. Was that like that was that like that with all positions or most positions?
No, every position. What happened was we just started all over. I mean, every possible kid, coaches was just bringing kids out. I don't know, some of the coaches were trying to bring out their old film, trying to get scholars.
What do you think of this guy right here?
Trying to get in. I mean, anybody.
He can play. Well, they're like beta tapes.
You know what I'm saying? Right?
Reel to reel.
The reel to reel.
That's a dead giveaway.
I mean, anybody that you thought can help this team, that you wanted to evaluate, I mean, put them in. And we watched everybody. And fortunately for me, like you mentioned Gianni Paul, he was a guy that I had targeted with the last staff that I really wanted.
What's his nickname?
Jibo. Now, after he's committed, he told me, he said, man, I got this tattoo, man. And he was explaining the tattoo. He's got the U on it. Then he's got half hurricane, half man, and he's got the 13 in it and Jibo at the bottom. And he was a kid from Ray Lewis Old High School that's explosive, that's physical, that loves the game, that's smart, and I always had a strong affection for him. So it was a no-brainer for me when I brought him up. Coach D, he loved him as well, so he was one of the guys that we want to target right from the beginning.
You ready for some fan questions?
Yeah.
Okay, now don't hold me accountable for everything I got, all right? So this one comes in from Lost Dog Kane. Do we expect? We had Jordan Futch move from linebacker to tight end before the bowl game. I don't know exactly where he's going. Anybody else at this point that you think could swap positions?
No, not right now. It's too early to say. I think once we go through spring, and now the new coaches can see him as well, then we'll kind of determine. The biggest key is to get the guys on the bus, just like these recruits. You try to get them on the bus. Once you get them on the bus, you worry about where they need to sit at later. They're ballers, and they can help us some kind of way. And obviously, we want to put them in the best position that's going to help this team win and help them be successful as well. But looking at it right now, no, I don't perceive that happening. Just because right now it's spring ball. I mean, we're low on numbers at the linebacker spot, so we need all hands on deck.
All hands on deck. Maybe we'll get some more hands on deck today.
No doubt.
We'll see. We don't want to get in trouble, but maybe we'll get some more help.
No doubt.
We're with Michael Barrow here on Ustream here, HurricaneSports.com. Josh Darrow alongside. What's the you guys? The coaching staff has met with the team.
Yes.
What's the in your meetings? I think we're going through off-season workouts as well. What's the mentality of the team right now? That's what James wants to know.
What's the mentality of the team?
Yeah.
I think everybody is truly excited about the change. And then they're also shocked because it's totally different. Coach Golden. Even from the weight room. We have this thing called fifth quarter, where after every workout they go through like circuit training, man, and they're like flipping tires and getting the sledgehammer, slamming tires and pulling rope, like one of those big old ropes from like one of those cruise ship ropes and stuff with weight on it, and then they're just all over the place, and those guys are like pushed to failure. It's like one of those survival challenges, and man, they're like into it, and it's just pushing us, putting a man on them like they never experienced before. And what has happened is making them become more mentally tough. So it's one of those things that I always say to these guys, tell my guys, even since I've been here, say the only time you're going to have a problem with me is when you don't give me your best. I said, I don't care if you're a walk-on or you're a 3-year starter, All-American, I demand your best. Don't treat me like a booty call. Don't treat me like a one-night stand. I want a full commitment from you. And
put the ring on the finger.
Put the ring on the finger. Kiss the baby. Whatever. Child, please. I want it all. I said, so if you're not giving me your best, we're going to have a problem. Because the way I coach you, I could adjust that, but my standard is never going to change, And the thing I like about here is built-in accountability. We're like before when we did a great job. Our academic success is outstanding. Mm-hmm. But what we're doing now with Coach Golden, he's holding everybody even accountable. So me, as a linebacker coach, yesterday I got up at 10. Well, we got out of office 10, and all the coaches went and checked the kids' classes to make sure they were in class. Then earlier today we made sure they ate breakfast. So we're holding them accountable. They know that it's just not the academic people, but everybody's involved. And it just fits that proverb that it takes a village to raise a child. So when they see the coaches not only concerned about them athletically, but they also see us that we're concerned about them academically as well. And I think, and then as well socially as young men, I think that's so priceless because we talk about caring, but now our actions speak louder than words. So it's a big adjustment, but it's pushing us in the right direction.
All right. The next question is. I'm gonna tweak the question a little bit because it says, are they accepting your coaching style? So I presume that they're doing a pretty good job of that. But how would you describe Coach Golden? Introduce us in a way to Coach Golden. Tell the fans about that coaching style.
Yeah, right now, unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity.
How about how he's interacting with the team then? Maybe not on the field, but just interacting with the guys.
I think one thing they'll get out of him is that he has that swag as a coach. When you look at him, he has that demeanor like, don't mess with me. But he also has that demeanor about that I'm gonna care about you, and I'm gonna do what's right. He's a man of principle. He's competent. He's got good character. He genuinely cares about the kid, through what he says and then also through his action. And I just think he's going to be a strong leader. He fits the mold of the coaches that we have had here in the past, especially when you go old school style. When you talk about Snellenberg and Jimmy Johnson, it seemed like from my hearing him talk, the things that he says, he fits that type of mold back in the day, that old school throwback coach with the same type of values. It's going to be no gray areas. Everything's going to be laid out, and he's going to hold you accountable to the rules. You're going to know where your boundaries are. It's going to be clear what's expected of you. And so I like that as a coach. Very organized, care about family. I think the things that's important to me is important to him. Because even when the coaching change took place, I was interviewing him as he was interviewing me, and it was some things that I've been praying about that was important to me that I wanted to see if he had them, and to me he has it.
I think we have some, you want to hold that up for me real quick? Can you see that?
My man TK, Antonio Kennard.
So he's officially in. So I thought we'd have some good news. I didn't know it would be him. So you're looking to bolster some depth at the linebacker position.
Yeah.
Tell us about Antonio Kennard. Antonio Kennard at Hargrave Military, 6'3", 215, originally from Youngstown, Ohio.
Yeah, and was originally committed to Michigan.
Michigan, right.
And when the coaching change took place, gave us an opportunity to get in. He's one of the guys. What happened, we had a short list of guys once we went through all the film. We had a short list of guys that this is our dream team. This is our wish list. And he was the guy that, fits that wish list. We got him on the board as a Sam linebacker, and he was our number one Sam linebacker, and we said, man, this is a kid that we got to have. Brought him down here. I mean, he's intense. He's intense. He's loyal. He loves the game. He's got a passion, self-motivated. Like I said before, what I look for at all positions, not just linebackers, that Hurricane DNA, the things that made us great. And the things that made us great, getting guys with great speed, that play fast, getting guys that are tough, mentally and physically tough, getting guys with great instincts. Because a lot of times in high school, you don't get the coaching,
Right.
Unfortunately, I mean, they love you. They coach
see
you.
the tackler, tackle.
Right.
See
just
the ball
get to
carrier,
the ball.
tackle the ball carrier.
So
a little different here.
No, I'm just get to the ball.
Right.
I want to see you get to the ball. Matter of fact, the first day these freshmen come, Tony will come on campus. I'm telling them, look, I don't care about you making a mistake. Show me why I went to recruit you.
Right.
Show me what I fell in love with. Get to the ball. I tell the guys all the time they got a coupon to make a mistake. I don't care about you making a mistake, but I want you to play fast. And so when you look at instincts, you look at the Hurricane DNA. Also football smarts, guys that got that football smart. They could put it all together. And then the last thing is character. Guys with great character that are committed on being the best, that love the game, that has the passion. So when I look at a Hurricane DNA, Antonio fits that mold. He's a guy that loves football. I mean, every time I talk to him, he's like telling me, Coach, I just got through working out. What can I do? I mean, he wants to be the best. And those kids are easy to coach because they want to be here. They want to be the best. And so now when you partner up with them as a coach, there's no resistance. We're instantly, we got the bond that they know everything I'm doing is trying to teach them to be the best, and they buy in right away, and they're able to have the success.
Sounds like you just, you got the passion they're looking for.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm right there with them. I can't play anymore, so I play through them. And I live through my players. When they're out, if they fail, I fail. If they succeed, I succeed.
I hear that in these kids because I've talked to some of them, like your boy Weezy, Taylor Gabois, French from Dallas, Georgia, East Paulding. But you talk to him and the passion you come with, the passion he comes with.
Yeah.
The passion you talk about Antonio Kennard is the passion. So not only the passion, but you hear phrases like, hate to lose.
Right.
Hate to lose. Bothers me. I cried after games. That's what Gabois said. I cried after games that I lost. And those are characteristics you want on your football team because you can have the skills, but you need that desire.
We got to have trained killers. We got to have guys in there that you hear the phrase that if they mama on the field, they hit her in the mouth. And I mean, we got to have those
guys. We got to hit mama.
When she running the ball, we got to win. We'll talk after the game. We'll shake hands after the game.
We got to give her a hug.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we'll help her up. We'll help her up. But I mean, we got to have guys like that. We got to have guys, no limit soldiers. That guys that want to be the best. That's going to pay the price to be the best. A lot of times people talk about it. Man, I want to be like whoever Ray Lewis. I want to be like this. But then when it's time to work, they don't want to put in the time. And they think it's just going to happen just because they thought about it. It's no different than somebody somebody that's fat that want to lose weight. And every day, I want to lose weight. Well, if you don't do anything about it, you're not going to get the results you want. I call that insanity, doing the same thing but expecting a different result.
Right.
And so you want kids like that are willing to pay the price. That's when I talk about that character part. That character part, not just being a good person, but also being a person that wants to compete, that's committed on being the best. And those are things you look for. Those guys like the ingredients about Ed Reed and Ray Lewis, they wasn't the top elite athletes, but they wanted to be the best, and that's what's driven those guys to be one of the best ever in their position in this profession.
So we got Jibo, there's Gianni Paul.
Yeah.
We got Wheezy. Did we have one for? Did we get one for Antonio? A nickname?
TK.
TK.
He already had his. His was TK.
All right.
Yeah, and then I call Denzel. I got DP.
DP.
Yeah, DP for. I call him. Well, he's Mr. Corey Gable, so I say now you got to be Mr.
CG.
Miami now.
Call him CG.
Yeah, be Mr. Miami now.
All right. Well, I think it's pretty easy to tell here the passion that bleeds through this. I think if we did cut you, there would be orange and green coming out of there.
At least in that arm, and then my wife and kids in that arm.
Pleasure to have you. Pleasure to keep you here. I know you'll be making the rounds again.
Yeah.
But we got to let you go. We got to go work.
I got to get some more guys.
Get to work. All right.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, man.
Michael Barrow here on by all means, so off stage.
I'm going to go, man. I'm going to go.
I got to send us to break.
Hey, man, I got to go.
Okay,
I love you guys.
See ya. We'll head back inside with Joe Zagacki and Don Bailey Jr. You can always send your questions in to hurricanesports.com. See, we do ask them. They are real. We're not making any of them up. Facebook.com, Twitter.com. All access, all day, live from Coral Gables. I think the number's up to 7 today, plus the 2 early entrants, Thomas Finney and Olsen Pierre. So we'll have more here on hurricanesports.com as soon as we get the next